Hi, welcome back to Small Talk Queens. I'm Megan.
I'm Kelly.
We think it's episode 30.
I think it is.
Neither one of us looked beforehand. We're getting started. So
I think it's 30.
I think it's 30. Wow, 30.
We'll find out.
You know, if we could be wrong. We're often not factual. Also, we swear and talk about some inappropriate content. So get the kids out of it.
And we're not always factual, so you'll have to double check.
I mean, that's why I just said that, because we're not always factual. You know, shit gets confusing. A lot happens in my brain, and it's also half pickled. So, you know, it's.
This past week, Billy Fear Week has pickled you.
You mean Philly Beer Week?
What did I say?
Billy Fear Week. It is, and I'm the one with the pickled brain. Philly Beer Week, and so it is Philly Beer Week. As I explained to my new PT Kyle, who's about to go by the wayside, and to my doctor's office on Monday. So I have an inflamed nerve
From the back surgery.
because of physical therapy. I have an inflamed nerve because of one of the exercises he was having me do.
Which was what? The bridge?
So he had me do a bridge, and so my one friend thought, like, bridge, like when you put your arms behind you, like stand up, like on your, not that kind of bridge. The bridge where like you just like lift your ass and hips up off the table.
Right, you're laying on your back.
So this is something I haven't done in years, maybe even. I mean, it's been years. I don't know how many years, but years. So he was like, "Well, let's do it." I'm like, so I did.
How many did you do?
He told me to just keep doing them for like whatever, like a minute or 3 minutes or whatever I could. 30. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. I just was doing them. And then when I saw PT Joe for needling, I told him that he had me do it. He's like, "Oh." Well, he's like, "Well, could you do it?" I'm like, "I could."
Just that
and
moment.
He said, "Well, let me see." So I'm like, I have to stop and like really like focus on it. Like I have to like make my brain like connect to the rest of my body and like, okay, lift your ass up off the fucking table. So, but then see, I was feeling good because I had the fall, and so I didn't do PT for a week, and then I was feeling good. So I went into PT last Tuesday. I'm like, I feel great. I'm gonna do bridges for 3 minutes like I'm told to do, and then I couldn't sleep that night.
Why don't you just start planking too?
So I know, right? So then by Friday, it was in a bad way. And then we were over having a little swim, and I thought, I'm going to get some exercise. And prior to surgery, I could swim. I might go numb from the waist down and swim kind of like a paraplegic with just my arms. But, I mean, hey, I could do it. I usually got a few good kicks in before, like, I would just kind of go numb, or it might hurt a little bit. I took one fucking kick, I pushed off the wall and did one kick, and it was like someone took a fucking white hot blade and just, like, stuck it into my back and like pulled it through my ass cheek. I'm sure it was very alarming to Nicole, who was sitting there, and to Joe and Sean, who was inside in the hot tub, and I like damn near drowned. I mean, because I quickly stopped.
I was inside.
And then I was trying to like right myself. So I'm like in the water. I'm like, and like I get up, and I could just like lift my head out of the water. My hair's all like whatever. And it was like, yeah. And so I was in a bad way. So then I texted PT Joe and was like, hey. Like, is it normal, common for someone to experience new and worsening pain as a result of PT? And it was very professional and said,
no.
You know, is that how this is trending? ? He's usually a single punctuation kind of guy.
Oh.
I'm the double punctuation, whether it's a question mark or it's a.
No,
it's a
triple the exclamation point.
I'm using a lot of punctuation when I'm using it. I'm very emphatic about my question or very emphatic about my statement. Oh, my headband. So I use lots of punctuation. So he when he had the double question mark, I knew like, whoa, it's not supposed to be this way. So he instructed me just to like take it easy, like stop doing the home exercises. We're going to reevaluate. And so anyway, so I think I might just switch to him. I mean, because he can just show me what to do, and I can come home and do it. I'm not doing anything with the other physical therapists. I mean, he tells me what to do. He sets a timer. He walks away. Do this for 3 minutes. Comes back. Do this for 3 minutes. Does it, and like so. There's no like. I don't need to be there. So I think that I can just eliminate the cost of that, plus going there twice a week. You know, all of it. I can just eliminate all of that by just. So PT Joe and I are gonna have a conversation. Mark doesn't know it yet, but we're gonna have a conversation.
Wow. And
I'm gonna take the copy of the script I have and just ask him like, okay, like is this something that we can accomplish in one session a week? Like you do your needling, you do whatever, and then you show me what to do, and then I'm a responsible individual who's in charge of my own health. I'll come home and do it. So we'll see. So anyway, so So I called the doctor's office on Monday because I'm thinking like I fucking tore something. Like I was in a bad way. So I called the surgeon's office first thing Monday morning, and the PA to the surgeon called me back. Jen.
Wow.
I've never spoken to Jen. So that upped my hostility just a little bit. So I went over what was going on and what had occurred last week and what brought it on. And she said, when I said I was doing bridges, she goes, "Whoa, that's a little aggressive." And I said to her, "That's what I thought. But I'm not the one with all the fucking letters after my name."
Did you actually say that?
I said, "I'm not the one with all the letters after my name." I don't think maybe I did. I might just talk like that so it just fucking comes out of my mouth. I have no idea. I said, "I'm not the one with the letters after my name." So when I was told to do it, I did it. And she said, "No." She said, "You need to go and tell him that he needs to slow down.
Slow the roll.
Too aggressive." And she said, "What you have is an inflamed nerve.
Ooh.
And so I'm going to call you in a steroid." I said, "I'm sorry, I can't take a steroid this week or next. So like, what else can I do?" And she's like, "Well, you can just let it take it easy and let it heal up on its own, whatever. But the steroid will probably help speed it up." I'm like, "Okay, well, it's Philly Beer Week, and that doesn't mix with taking a 5-day steroid.
God forbid."
So, I mean, she laughed, and I said, "Look."
So we're not really into the self-care people.
I said, "Look,
not really into
priorities. Philly Beer Week only comes once a year." So
Yeah,
I was like, priorities. So then also, and then when I went into PT, whatever day it was, Monday or Tuesday, to see PT Kyle, and I said to him, "Look, it's Philly Beer Week. I got to get moving. I got to be able to walk from place to place. I can be Uber in every place." Speaking of Uber, anyway, so also I was in touch with PT Joe, who told me, like, what's it called? Like nerve flossing, nerve gliding, nerve gliding, flossing, nerve gliding,
nerve
glides. Cool, because I reached out to him to say, hang on, I have a slide. Speaking of slide, nerve glide. I reached out to him to say that tell him I had this inflamed nerve, and was this something that he could fix? Because another friend of mine was like, "You need a good massage is what you need." So I was like, "Okay, is this something you could fix with needling and or massage or something?" And he said, "Yes, some needling would help, and something else, some massage something would help, and also nerve gliding," which I Googled, which I wasn't really understanding, and then PT Kyle had me do a nerve glide.
What is a nerve glide?
So the nerve glide that he had me do, he didn't tell me it was a nerve glide until after I was done. So I was laying on the table on the very hot heating source, which makes me sweaty from my shoulders to my ass. I'm wet afterwards because it makes like steam, like with the towels and the heating pad and everything. So I laid back, I was on my back, and so I hold underneath my knee, and then I straighten my leg up like this. So I'm holding both hands under my leg, under my knee, and so I straighten my leg up, and then I bend it back down. I straighten it up. I flex my foot while it's up there.
Yeah.
And then I put the knee back down, and then up.
And what's that do?
It's a nerve glide, apparently. That's what he told me. So look, I don't know. Anyway, so I have. So,
I'm gonna need to look this up.
I don't. There's different kinds of nerve glides. I don't know. So anyway, so I also told PT Kyle, I was like, "I can't be taking steroid this week. So we got to fix this in some other manner." So it's Philly Beer Week, or Billy Fear Week, whichever one you want to call it. So Joe and I have had some Uber experiences that have been
Suspect.
So
she sent me pictures.
So that was from the other weekend. So I could locate her. So 2 weekends ago, I don't think I told this last week. Those of you on my Facebook page, they're friends with me on Facebook, though, you saw the sign for the pole party. Not pool party, pole party.
As in
like
P-O-L-E.
Dancing around the pole party, starting at $99. Or just $99. I forget what it said. Anyway, so we got into that guy. That was A.A. Ron. His name was Aaron, and all we could say was A.A. Ron until we got in the car.
Did you say that to his face?
No.
Oh, okay.
We didn't have a lot of conversation. That was the one I texted him, like, in case we don't make it to where we're going.
She texted it to me.
This is the car we're in. This is the guy's name. This is where he picked us up at. Because he was a little suspect. And then
a picture of the pole dancing.
And then there were signs in the back seat that said pole, P-O-L-E, pole party, $99 or starting $99. We didn't say a word. He dropped us off. We said, "Thank you." We got the fuck out of the car. And I texted you to say, "We're here. We've made it to our destination." So that was the previous weekend. And then last week, it was our friend Michael's birthday, and we went to meet him and some other friends in the city. Okay. We Uber because responsible individuals. Uber is cheaper than a DUI. It's safer. We don't have to worry about fucking parking. It's just easier. So you pay for parking and walk, blah, 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 whatever.
And you're not walking.
So we call, and I don't know, when I say Uber, it's either Uber or Lyft. I don't know. We usually, Joe looks up one on his phone, I look up one on my phone, and whichever one's cheaper, we just go with that. Okay. So we're in the Uber, Lyft, whatever, on the way in. Well, we had Chanel.
Chanel.
Well, Chanel wouldn't shut her fucking mouth the whole way in. You know, right? Okay, so she's chatting, and I'm a talker, so I'm going to respond. So we're having conversation, but soon I realize I don't want to be talking to this woman anymore. She won't shut the fuck up. I can't with her. And then she drove like no more than like 20 miles an hour. I was like, what in the fuck are you doing? So, you know, like,
was there a lot of traffic?
Yes, it was like fucking 5:15 when she picked us up.
Well,
so
maybe
it's
that's
5
why
o'clock traffic.
she was driving slow.
No, I appreciate being cautious and not flooring it from stop sign to stop sign, which is usually what I do.
That's what I do.
But we're in the car. She's crawling from light to light. I'm like, bitch, it's green. Get through the fucking light. Oh no! By the time we crawl to it, the fucking thing is red.
Well, why didn't you say, look, Chanel, it's green?
You know what? I was like, I just was looking at Joe. So I stopped talking because I think if I stop talking, she'll stop talking. Chanel did not get the hint. So then
I would have pretended I was asleep.
So she had some interesting stories. I'm not sure if I believe them all, but okay. I'm not even going to get into all that. It was a 45-minute ride that should not have taken 45 minutes because she fucking crawled from here to our destination. So then she starts saying she was telling us about different people that she's driven and different rides that she's had. And like, my one question was like, have you ever had any creepers? She has, and I did not need to hear the story that she told. Okay. But then it led into
why
like,
would you
her
ask?
picking up a group of guys, and somebody mentioned that they were Catholic, and then she started making jokes to these guys about, oh, did Father Johnny diddle you, or something to that. I have Joe next to me. I mean, Joe's Catholic. I mean, I was offended, and I'm not. And so I was like, I'm thinking, bitch, know your fucking audience. Like, and why would you ever say that to a fucking customer in the car? What if something had happened to them and you're making a fucking joke? She's like, I told him you get your few dollars. You like sue the Catholic Church and you get your settled. I can't. Look, I mean, it went there. I was like, I can't. So Joe and I finally get to our destination. Get the fuck out of the car. Got my cane coming down the sidewalk. We got away from her enough where I was
can't
like,
even do a quick escape.
I couldn't even like haul ass, and I was like, if I didn't need a fucking drink before that ride, I need one now. And of course, and Joe, so I'm hostile because the whole thing, and Joe's hostile because the whole thing. She didn't get an extra tip because look, like there was just.
Oh wait, you have to tip beforehand?
You tip like afterwards. She didn't get it. She didn't get it. And then so we go to meet our friends, right? And we're as my aunt said, I was telling her the story. If anybody can make a dramatic entrance into a bar, especially a gay bar, it would be me. Imagine when I'm going up the stair. It's a narrow stairwell. And I start to go up the stairs. I got my cane, right? I'm trying not to trip over the fucking cane. So I'm like, you know, like...
Which you've done.
Watch which I've done. It's very dangerous. I've tripped over it many times. And so two guys are coming down the stairwell, you know, and I'm not tiny. So they're like single file, like, oh, excuse me, sorry, it's fine. And I'm like over to the wall. So I start to go up the stairs, and then there's a guy at the top who I think was like a bouncer. I think he worked there. But then he was like on me. He was like, oh, here, take your time. You know, but he's like on me. So
Did he touch you?
He had his arm out. Like he was trying to be an assistance to me, which was very friendly and kind of him. But he was like in my way. And then I fucking tripped over my cane or the stair and like flew into the bar. And our friend, we were surprising our friend, so he didn't know. Well, then he knew because there we were. I mean, I flew in.
Hey.
Somebody at the table, like right there, was like, oh, like so. Then there was like commotion, the fucking commotion, and there I am. Hi, happy birthday. Yeah.
You're like a bull in a china shop.
Well, had he been away from the door, it would have been. I would have had more space.
Flown in.
Like I would have been able to see. And it was. I had my sunglasses on. Was whatever. Anyway. Okay.
So did Joe follow with you?
Yeah, I mean, but Joe didn't fall into the bar. He didn't fall into the bar. Then I had myself a martini. Look, it was that kind of a ride into the city. That kind of it called for. It was. I can't.
Can you talk?
I can't. I have like so much like there's like so much in my brain of like the last week. So I'm a fast forward. So we had AA on with the pool party. We had Chanel. Then we had so we went out again like over the weekend, and we're trying to like. So this time for Philly Beer Week, we're going. It used to be better than it is, and then COVID, like it went to shit. So like different bars would do different events, like tap takeovers with different breweries. A lot of them are local breweries,
I was
or
going
like
to say some of them aren't
or
in the city.
Pennsylvania or East Coast breweries, and some are out of the country breweries. Mostly now it's more local ones because out of the country shit happened during COVID and like whatever getting in here. I don't even whatever. So we go in, and so the next one that we have, I don't remember her name. I want to say Malika, something like that. So she's nice. Now Malika, so I think
Is she talking your ear off?
Yes, but not like she wasn't being an asshole. I appreciated her very aggressive driving. First of all, I mean, she was not like
Was it like race car?
She drove through the city the way I would, probably a tad more aggressively than I would have driven through the city, like going around shit and like you're stopped. Okay, well I'm gonna go around you.
I'm a great
like,
city driver.
Whatever. I know, right?
have because
How
there are like
is that?
no rules. There are no rules.
Like
so
we
I'm
grew up
like
driving in the country.
and then the rage. I'm like, get out of my fucking way. So I just go around them. And then the city has a bunch of one-way streets. I've said this already. Like to go to this school board, the Philadelphia School District School Board, where it was located by the art museum. It's not there anymore. I would always go down. I would always go from my office to get there, but I would end up hitting the one way, which was going the wrong way I was going. So I just U-turned it illegally and got on it.
Tricky.
Same spot every time I U-turned.
I mean, a U-turn in the city's a little tricky. I don't know that she U-turned, but she definitely was aggressive. And then I was looking at my phone. I wasn't paying attention. Then she witnessed a little accident, a little fender bender. And she's like, "Oh, he just hit him." And so of course I look up, so I'm looking around, and she's like, "Oh, that's too." She just keeps going. She's like, "Oh, that's too bad. That's hardly a scratch. That's where you just get out of the car. You say, okay, you're fine. I'm fine. You keep going. We're not going to get insurance at fault."
Wow.
But I was like, so here I am. I'm like, I fully appreciate the fact that you were just an eyewitness to that, and you just keep on going because we have a place to be. So I appreciate that. We've got brunch. Get me to brunch. So we're fine. She's talking. She was a lovely woman. It was her birthday weekend, so she was out with friends.
I think that's a lie. I think she probably tells everybody that.
She was out with one best friend the night before. She's out with the next best friend the next night. But then she launches into the odd and semi-inappropriate conversation of, have you ever had a friend that liked you in that way and you didn't like them back? I've been married for 12 years. It was on our anniversary. It was
Why
Sunday
do you have
on our
this
anniversary.
strange? You always have these strange experiences.
People like to fucking talk because I should just get in the car and be quiet. Usually we have someone who's foreign, speaks very little English, and even if I try to have conversation like, "Oh, how are you?" they don't even answer me. This was not the case. So she starts talking about how one of the friends likes her, and it got strange the night before. It got a little uncomfortable, and Joe's like, "Oh." So we're like,
oh my god, were you guys drinking before
no,
this?
on the way to brunch, right?
No...
So it launched from like her and her birthday party and what all she's doing and places she's going, and she was asking us like, "Oh, how do you find new places to go?"
Maybe she was trying to feel you out to see
what
if you'd be that friend.
Well, I don't know. And when she said friend, I didn't ask. I didn't inquire. Was it a male friend or a female friend? Either way, it didn't matter. It's a friend who likes you in a way that you don't like them back.
Right.
And I'm like, well, let me think about it for a minute, because I'm like, it's our anniversary. We've been married 12 years. Let me think back.
I wouldn't even have pondered that question.
And
I would have just been quiet. No.
I'm like, not that I know of. Usually probably me liking the friend who didn't like me back. I mean, I don't know. Like, so I was like, I don't. Maybe in high school, and I just didn't know about it. But I don't know.
Why is this lady all up in your business?
So she was like seeking a little. So she was seeking counsel about like, what do I do? And I was like, good luck with that. I mean, I got out of the car. I'm like, get me a fucking drink. She was very nice, but it was like, it was just.
Did you trip on the way into the brunch?
Well, so we went to Standard Tap, which is really cool. It's a really cool vibe. It's a really old building.
Was this the circus?
It's in like the Fishtown section. No, the circus was a Fat Lady's Brewery, which was cool, but also terrifying at the same time. With the clowns. Anyway, the circus theme. I don't like the circus. We came up with the circus when I was little and Grandma died, so that's why I'm like anti-circus.
Right. I don't like the circus because of that, but also the mistreatment of animals, and the whole thing is just...
It's a lot.
It's just hokey.
It is.
Like, I don't need to see, like, weird people being
I think
exploited
it's kind of cool,
at
but
the... No, they take, like, weird people, like people have dwarfism and, like, put them up there on the stage.
Speaking of dwarfism, enough about fucking Uber. So, did you see the text I sent you last night about the dwarf wrestling?
You said you need to tell me about it.
So, it's a real thing. So, this girl that I know, vaguely, on Facebook...
Is Howard Stern behind this? Because he always had,
all I know is I looked at her pictures. I saw it, and I saw this. She's like double date night or whatever, and she's and her husband are with another couple, and they're at Dwarf something wrestling. And I'm like,
Where is this?
no. I want to say Wisconsin.
Oh.
It's out west somewhere. So I'm scrolling through her pictures, and it's a ring set up outside with little people in the masks and all the shit and the leather chaps and all the things wrestling.
Little people being like,
Well, I guess
as in
dwarfs.
dwarfs. The dwarfism.
Yes.
They
Like
have
the little
dwarfism.
people, big world people.
They have dwarfism?
I assume so. Or they're midgets. There's a difference. I don't know which. I don't know if, whatever. Look.
Who are the dwarfs that were on TV with the family? Because Sean
Little
goes...
people, big world.
Because
Whatever.
Sean
Big
goes
world, little
to
people.
New Moore's Children's Hospital in Delaware, and those people, the
Are they
TV
there?
stars, are there with their kids.
Oh.
Some of them have dwarfism.
Did you ever get their autograph?
Some of them do not.
I know. Sometimes it's not always.
So they
Does
had a
Sean ask
child that was
questions?
no. Because they kind of look like everybody else. I mean, and he looks at the parent, like...
I mean, he's so tall, too. I think
Right.
that he would
Well,
be
this
like,
was also several years ago, but it didn't faze him because, like, I only knew that they were dwarfs because I know what a dwarf is. That's
And they were the ones from the show.
Yeah, because
Oh, cool.
2 of the receptionists
They
at different
told you.
occasions told me, like that same day.
That's like a HIPAA violation, I'm sure. That's a HIPAA violation.
They didn't tell me their names.
Also, speaking of dwarves. Shit, dwarfs.
Dwarfs.
Okay, speaking of fucking little people. The text you sent me yesterday.
Oh my God. And
I'm not laughing at little people. I'm laughing at the text that she sent me.
and that Philly Instagram, that Meanwhile in Philadelphia Instagram page I follow,
yes.
said they call, do you know what they named that lady?
Yeah, the guy from The Hobbit. The guy from what's his name?
Dobby.
Gollum. Oh, Dobby. I was thinking Gollum.
They're like,
But yes, I
Dobby's
saw that.
in Delaware County.
So you tell the story about the little.
Well,
the
I'm
little
watching the
person.
news last night, and the local
This is
news.
some freaky fucking
The
news.
local
This
news.
is the shit that makes you stop and look at the news.
Local news, and I'm doing some things, and all of a sudden this catches my attention. It says crossing guard arrested for giving children drugs. Some of them were edibles, some of them were whatever, but had given the kids drugs.
Why the fuck would someone do that?
I don't know. So this, of course, grabs my attention.
Of course.
Because they're in Media, like in Media,
Right,
Pennsylvania.
which is like the next town over from
So, and that's where the courthouses are, the county seat. So I look at the news, look up, and this woman, and they did say her name and I forget it, is
She's a dwarf.
well,
A
I don't
little
know.
person.
I don't even know if she's a dwarf.
A little person.
She might have had her growth stunted from her own mother's crack. I don't know, but
Oh.
they have.
There it is, folks. There
They
it is.
have the police
We're here to
officers.
defend.
They have the police officers walking her because she was shackled. So she's having trouble walking. And I know that she's shackled because they said that. So she's like trying to walk with the police officers next to her. She comes up, I swear to God, to their hip.
But she had her lashes on.
She did big old lashes.
Because
they were touching her forehead.
From the picture that you sent
Wait,
me.
I've got it.
From the picture that you sent me, I was like, what the fuck's up with her face?
Yeah.
So then when I clicked on it, I looked and zoomed in, and I'm like, oh, it's her lashes, like taking up like part of her.
Right. She had her makeup on. She was full faced.
Full face.
Now let me tell you,
for crossing guard.
she's 26 years old.
But
they
she
gave her
looked little
name,
because she
26
looked
years old,
small.
crossing guard, giving the drugs to the kids. I have to see if I can find the picture. I might have deleted it. No, I didn't.
This isn't the picture. You sent me the picture where she was shackled.
Yeah, I don't
Are we
know.
allowed to do this? Is like defamation of character?
No, because it was on the news. This is the crossing guard that gave the drugs to the kids. Now
she gave the drugs to the kids.
just take a look at this. That's what caught my attention on TV.
I can't.
So
Look,
anyhow,
if you're her relative or her friend, I apologize.
oh wait, I do have the shackles.
We apologize if you're friends with this woman. But look,
I'm sure we don't even know the name. I'm sure nobody here is friends with her.
So but there was something else fucked up in the
Wait,
Philly
here.
news.
So here's this. There's she is with the police
That's the
officer.
one you sent me. I was like,
She
what's up with her
looks like
face?
a child. Now you can't see the shackles because I was taking a picture of my TV screen, but as she was walking. But look again. I just want you to look. She's like hip size.
You can look it up. She's
Up at the
she's
hip.
small. But
Giving crack out
she was not giving crack out. It said marijuana edibles.
and something else. It wasn't just that.
How do you know it's crack? I mean, you don't know it's crack. Look. But why are you giving it away for free, though? Why are you selling it, for Christ's sake? I mean, if you're going to do something with it, why
Don't they have to vet the crossing guards? Like, you can't just...
Well,
I can't
yeah.
even go into the school and volunteer at my kid's school. I cannot
Well, she
volunteer
probably
without
did
having
right
an
on
FBI
there.
clearance, without
I'm sure she
fingerprints,
didn't write that
without
she was a drug,
all of
a
these
drug dealer
things.
or a drug whatever, or a street pharmacist or whatever she calls herself. I'm sure she did not.
Street pharmacist.
I didn't know that term until I moved to Philadelphia.
And the kid told you?
One of the girls I worked with, I said, what does the baby daddy do? She's pregnant with a pregnant parenting team program. She said she's.
Wait. The child? You were asking the child.
I asked the girl, the teenage girl.
Okay, maybe it sounded like it was your coworker.
She's like 15. Pregnant parenting teen program for the schools. What does the father do? Her baby daddy. What does her baby daddy do? And she goes, he's a street pharmacist. And I looked at her and I'm like,
you can tell we're from State College.
I'm like, what? And then she just looked at me and she said, Miss Spicer, really? I mean, come on. I'm like, I don't understand. And then my coworker explained to me. I'm like, oh.
That was your first year here. Was that your first year or was that the internship?
First year. That was right after my internship was only like 2 months. That was my first. It was like my first month of work. It was like my first week.
That was a good learning experience for you. It's baptism by fire. Like that's how I learned some things too. But then you're like city smart. You got some street smart.
I have some good street smart.
But that's what happens
when you grow up. People today, I mean, we're walking around, my head's on a fucking swivel. I'm watching everything. I'm trying to watch the sidewalks so I don't fall.
The sidewalks are really bad.
Yeah, it's like
uneven.
It's a lot to pay attention to. Like
and then those goddamn tree stumps.
Also, I've got to start wearing sneakers when we go in the city. I realized, I wore my Birkenstock. Look, it's hot. It would fuck up my petty. So I wore the Birkenstocks when we went out Thursday night, but we just stayed.
You could go into a bar with an open-toe shoe?
Yeah, it's not like the old days.
Oh.
So we were just walking up and down the same block, going from like the bar to the restaurant to the bar.
I never like my toes exposed or like my feet sandals because like you get the slime.
But it's not like the bathrooms are overflowing and gross.
No, it doesn't matter. We weren't going to gross
places. But look, so I thought, okay, well, I was fine in the Birkenstocks Thursday night, and I was fine when I wore them Saturday when we went out. And then Sunday, we hoofed a little bit. And first of all, it's really nice. I'm thrilled that I can walk further now than I used to be able to. Like, I can walk a couple blocks, whatever, like 0.2 miles at a time, 0.3 miles, whatever. Fucking hot out. So I can walk now just in time for the heat, and now I'm like, I can't stand this. Like, we got to the brewery we're going to, and I'm like, I have a nice fucking sweat, running down my back, running down my bra, swamp ass. My feet hurt, so they were a little bit swollen, so the Birkenstocks were rubbing.
Oh, so they were swollen because of the alcohol and salt intake. Didn't you have like a whole olive juice bottle in your
dirty?
They
didn't make it dirty on Thursday, so I got the olive juice and poured it. Look,
and yourself, and then you drank it like a shot.
I did not slam my martini, for Christ's sake.
The olive juice, I thought.
Drink it out. No, I fucking poured it. Actually, my friend poured it because I was making a mess. I couldn't pour it. They put it in the glass, and I was trying to pour it. I don't want the whole thing. I didn't want all of that olive juice. It's like a half a cup of olive juice. Look.
Well,
I'd still be swollen.
Your toes look like sausages.
They're not swollen. My feet aren't swollen
No,
anymore.
they did.
Well, they did. I was swollen all weekend. Yeah, look. So we're back to the weekend. I'm going to tell my last Uber Lyft story. So we went to a bunch of different places on Sunday. It was our anniversary. And so we're coming home. It's our last stop. It's this cool little place. Total hole in the wall. We shared an egg sandwich. This guy, look.
Like as an egg salad?
Like a fried egg with like some ham in it. Look, ooh. It was fucking it was like the best breakfast sandwich I've ever had in my life.
I didn't know what a breakfast sandwich was until I moved to Philadelphia.
McDonald's has a breakfast sandwich.
No, but that
was
like
pork roll?
No pork roll. Like
pork roll is Canadian bacon.
No, I'm not talking about a pork roll.
Okay.
I still have never gone up and ordered a pork roll from anybody. Those words have never come out of my mouth. We used to get breakfast sandwiches when we were working. And the breakfast... Because growing up, when we got McDonald's breakfast, like when we were ready to go to the shore, we would get the Egg McMuffin. Dad would say, 3 Egg McMuffins, please.
But that has Canadian bacon, which is essentially a pork roll, which Joe has explained to me because I didn't.
Okay.
What's pork roll?
I didn't know what that was. But a breakfast
Canadian
sandwich,
bacon.
I'm like, what's a breakfast sandwich? I'm literally thinking like it's a sandwich you have for lunch for breakfast. Like I just didn't understand it. It's like really basically
when you go to
an Egg
McDonald's,
McMuffin.
they're called breakfast sandwiches.
I never paid attention. I just said an Egg McMuffin, please, because that's what the commercial always said.
Well, it's a breakfast sandwich.
So I didn't know what a breakfast sandwich was.
Well, this came on.
But we used to get the best ones when I worked in the city.
Buttered and toasted Texas toast. We shared it. Well, we needed a little something to eat, sop it up a little bit. It was fucking good. This place was a hole in the wall, but it had a really good beer list, and surprisingly, on a Sunday night, there were a lot of people out.
It's beer weekend. It's
hot.
But
we weren't sure. First, we weren't sure because it's Pride Week, also Pride Month. But the
they
kick off
had
the
the parade.
Pride Week, so they had the parade. I guess it was Saturday because we saw large groups of people heading towards it, and then afterwards there were large groups of people out. But so I don't know if that was. I don't know if this is every. I feel like I have to go back another Sunday to find out. Is this how every Sunday is? Because I'm curious.
I don't know. No, because during the summer it's dead in the city.
Well, people go, yeah, maybe. Okay, so it's like 9:30 at night. We've been in the city for hours, right? We went in for brunch at like noon, so like we've been there. We're all around different places. We had a great time. Last place, it's like 9:15. We're ready to go home. So we get on Lyft, whatever it was. I had coupons for Lyft, which was great. It was like half off 3 rides.
I didn't know they
for the
gave
weekend.
coupons.
They do. It was fantastic. So anyway, I get on, and the guy is like 6 minutes away. Okay, select. So I select this fucker. Finish our beer. We go outside. They had a nice little bench or something out. I was sitting on something. I don't know, it was a stoop or what the fuck I was sitting on.
Maybe it's a tree stump.
It was dark out. We're sitting there, like on like a street corner in a section of the city that we're not overly familiar with. Crime in the city is like an all-time high. So I'm not really encouraged to want to sit outside for 15 minutes. It said 6 minutes. The car's not moving. The car's not moving. This fucker accepted the ride.
And was getting his dinner?
And he had to get gas. The fuck? You don't accept the ride till after you get the gas. So we sat there for like 15, 20 minutes, like waiting for him. He texted or called me or something. I forget. At one point, I'm like,
why don't you write a book on Uber
See,
etiquette?
If you cancel the ride, you still get charged. Ask me how I know. So when Joe and I both like double booked, like over Christmas, I think. I know,
you only make that mistake once,
right? So I can't cancel the ride. So we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. So he called or texted or something. 1 minute. 6 more minutes. I'm like, this fucker, look, Dow or Doo or Dodo, whatever the fuck your name is. It was like D-O-U.
Was he foreign?
Yes. We get in the car. He apologized. Sorry, I had to stop for gas. Look, fucker, we just sat here for 20 minutes on some stoop in the fucking darkness of the city waiting for you to get the gas.
Well,
no.
He needs to learn the NASCAR way of pumping gas in a car. They get that gas
while it's running. Look,
while it's running and quick.
It took him a long time. So then we're like halfway home. Well, his phone shit out. This is what I texted you. So his phone craps out. I don't know where the fuck we are. Well, that's why we have a fucking Uber. So his phone shits out. Oh, sorry, the battery. I have to charge it. Well, that it was like done.
Wait. Why doesn't he have a charger in his car?
Well, he plugged it in to charge, but like everything went away. So now I'm like, this guy's gonna fucking like sell us to somebody or something. Like something's about to happen.
You were so bad.
I watch a lot of TV. So that's when I texted Kelly. I was like, look, so
we're on our way home.
I mean, I can't. Like, so now Joe has it up on his phone. He's like, get the GPS up on his phone to figure out how the fuck to get home.
Did you tip this guy? Because I would not have tipped him.
Good. Tip. No,
I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but like you had to do the driving for him basically because you had to get your phone out.
20-minute wait.
He was late. He was late.
No, and I tipped all the other drivers. Erica was our tipper, our driver on the way home. We talked about Chanel. I mean, like whatever. We had really great drivers other times, and especially like when it's the end of the night, I'm like slow with the cane. I'm like, I'm gonna be a minute. Like I'm slow getting in and out of the car. They're patient, whatever. We tipped. The only one we didn't tip. Well, Joe didn't tip Chanel, and I did not tip Dow because of the fucking inconvenience. I don't know how else do you pronounce D-O-U. I'm gonna go with Dow because it sounds better than Dodo. So, anyway, look. So this weekend, we have like a whole other fucking round, unless you want to drive us.
No.
Into the city.
I'm not driving you into the city.
A whole new round of Lyft and Uber, whatever. Like, whatever. So, at the one brewery we were at, though, speaking of tipping, so they had live music. It was at Fat Lady Brewery, whatever. We'd not been there before, so we tried it out. The beer was okay. That was the one with the circus theme. And that's when I had the shirt on. For those of you on the Facebook page that saw, my shirt had like 2 big flowers. And like I looked in the mirror before we left. The shirt was too big for me. But I didn't want to just get rid of it. I love the shirt. And I didn't want to get rid of it without having, I've never worn it before.
I would have personally had it askew.
So it's askew when I'm sitting down. But when I was standing in the mirror, literally there's one big flower here with the pink middle here. And then the other big flower here with the pink. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, Joe, can I wear this? And he's like, wow. Like,
wow.
We had a lot of wow moments this weekend. I mean, it really...
I had an Uber driver. John and I took an Uber from our house 1.5 miles to the surprise anniversary party that we were going to.
That John didn't speak, but you didn't speak?
No, we didn't speak. We sat in the back, and
usually spoken to him.
He said hello. The car was very nice, and when we were getting out, John goes, it was like a brand new Toyota Camry. John's like, I think this is the cleanest car I have ever seen. And the guy's like, well, thank you. I take pride in keeping my car clean. And it was clean.
It's like one of the things when you're rating them.
No, I mean, it was...
Car cleanliness is one of the things.
I wonder if he always keeps it like that or whether he just picked it up, like, as in bought it. Because I didn't have that new car smell. But it was immaculate.
Every car we've ever been in is immaculate.
Immaculate.
They're supposed to keep it clean. It was one of the... When you go to rate them and tip them at the end, it has like what you can rate them on.
I don't take many Ubers just because
right.
I don't really, I'm usually driving. But then we took an Uber back from the party to our house. Again, the 1.5 miles away. But there was a surprise party, so there wasn't a lot of place for parking. Happy anniversary,
house.
Leslie and Bill. So it was going to give it away if there were cars there. So we took so John orders the Uber. We're standing outside, and he goes, oh, there's our Uber. And it's just a one little, like, street. He's like, oh, there's our Uber. It's like a blue Hyundai or whatever. I'm like, okay. So the car passes us, and John's waving. And the car passes us, literally like a foot in front of us, goes up a little further, and it's like a clown car. Because then all these people get out. Then there's a group of 4 people trying to get in this car that were also leaving from the party. They were much younger than us. But we're leaving.
Well, who called the car?
Wait a minute. Oh. We're leaving to go. They were leaving the party as well. But they're up a little ahead of us. And John goes, no. He was very nice. He's like, excuse me, I think this is my car. And he called the guy's name. Let's say it's Eric. And he has a blue Hyundai. And so he leans in. He's like, are you Eric? He's like, yeah. So John's like, I'm sorry, this is our Uber.
Back the fuck up, people. This is not your car.
So then they had to get out. One of the girls had to get out of the car. It was funny.
Were they drunk?
I don't know. I mean, they were young. Like, not...
I mean, generally, for those of you who have not Ubered, when the car pulls up, they greet you by name, like, so they greet either Joe or Megan, depending on who has called it.
Right. And
then we say hello if we can pronounce their name.
Well, and I don't think he stopped at John, even though I don't know why, but I think
he had to let them out.
Right. He needed to let them out, and there was like, we were literally like at the end of their driveway, so there wasn't space. So he pulled up, and there were these 4 people standing in the grass. It was just funny. But anyhow, the party was great. They were so surprised. She cried because she was so surprised. Her kids did a great job. It was awesome.
What kind of food was there?
Oh my God, so much food. So much food.
What was the best thing you ate while you were there?
The best thing I ate was in the crock pot. It was pulled chicken.
Ooh.
Pulled chicken, what's the barbecue? Like, not barbecue, buffalo chicken.
Okay.
With like the hot sauce, a little bleach. Oh.
Like a dip?
Well, no,
casserole?
People were putting it on a bun.
Oh, fucking tasty.
I ate it plain.
Tasty.
It was awesome.
We had some banging food last week. Like, I mean, beside the pork roll
Wait,
sandwich.
I don't know who made the food, but I need to find out because that was damn good.
Was it catered, I guess?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, in our quest to go to different places, like, so while we're out, we try to keep it to protein and vegetables. We've discovered, though, that while we're drinking, we have to try to absorb
low carb,
a little bit of other stuff here and there. So Saturday was like the unhealthiest day I've had in like a very long time. Well, maybe Thursday. Thursday we're at the Italian restaurant. Oh my God. It was so good. I mean, all of it was just amazing. Anyway, so Joe and I got to the place on Saturday, and they have award-winning burgers and hot dogs. And I go out, I'm thinking, I'm going to get a hot dog. But I knew the burgers were really good. So we go in, and they have a list of all these different burgers. There's like 16 or something to choose from. And they have 2 that have won awards.
Oh, I know where you're going.
One was it came with fried pickles and dill relish and dill aioli. Fucking good. And the other was a peanut butter and jelly burger, which those of you who are going, no, it's fucking good. Don't knock it until you've tried it. We had it before once at a place in Indiana. It's decadent. I mean, it's like rich tasting.
Peanut butter goes with almost everything. Does not go with beef. Does not
You've never tried. You have no idea.
It doesn't go with beef.
Tell you, stop being a fucking hater.
And I'm not.
It's fucking tasty.
I'm not Elvis Presley. It doesn't go with beef. It
absolutely does. It's an award. It has won awards in the city for however many years now. It is amazing. The jelly came on the side, which we then like poured it on because it was like a thin one.
Well, Mom makes meatballs with jelly. Like the jelly's
right,
part of the dip, so I
burger,
get the jelly,
it
but
has
not
peanut butter, some kind of peanut butter sauce on it. And then the one I had in Indiana that was amazing, also award winning. The jelly was on it. This one, the jelly came on the side.
I'm thinking this is peanut sauce because like they use peanut sauces.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter.
Because they use peanut sauces to make some Chinese noodle things that I
don't know if it's thin. It's not like big and gloppy. Also, because the burger is hot, so it kind of melts it.
See, I'd want to know if it was Jif because I only like Jif.
Okay, for those of you that aren't haters and like to try really good food, if you've never tried one, I highly recommend it. I don't know doing it on your own at home.
I was just gonna say, can you do it out?
Probably, but I don't make burgers, so I don't have peanut butter in the house. Anyway.
Oh, if it doesn't rain, maybe I'll have burgers for dinner.
So Joe and I, we each got one of them and then we shared them. And we had to leave this place because the fucking waitress made us hostile. She takes our order. And so the order was, because we heard that the mac and cheese is like also award winning. We're gonna share a side of mac and cheese. we'll have a side of mac and cheese, and I'll have this burger, he'll have that burger, and we're going to share. The burgers did not come with anything, right? It's
What do you
not
mean
listed.
didn't come with anything?
Like no fries or anything,
Oh, okay.
right? So that we're gonna have this. It's decadent, but also it's some good carbs, whatever, and a little mac and cheese once in a while. Why not taste it? It's award winning.
Did it have the breadcrumbs on top?
I don't know because we never fucking got it. So we give her the order, and she doesn't write it down, and she's a total like fucking smacked ass. She was a total fucking ditz. So she walks away and comes back and says, "I'm sorry. You wanted the dill burger?" I mean, she literally like walked from here to like there and like came back again and like couldn't remember. Put down your fucking weed pipe, lady. Look, like I can't. How do you not remember? You took 2 steps. So she comes back.
Maybe she has long COVID.
And we repeated the other burger we wanted, and she said, "Did you want fries or tater tots with that?" So I'm thinking, oh, it comes with fries or tater tots, and she didn't ask before. I must have missed that on the menu, even though I looked 3 times. Oh, I'll have tots. Of course I'm having tots. Mustard on the side, please. Joe, I'll have fries. She walked away. I thought about it for a minute. I said, "Bitch is going to forget the mac and cheese. I'm telling you, we're not getting fucking mac and cheese."
Because you didn't repeat the mac and cheese when she came back.
She asked, "You wanted the dill burger, and what was the other burger?" And we said the peanut butter burger.
Right, but you didn't repeat the...
I didn't repeat the mac and cheese. It's also a little bit of a test, I think.
Because you thought...
So she comes back. We each get a burger, cut them in half, we share them. I have a basket of tots. He has a basket of fries. They're really good tots, I will say. I like a good tot. No macaroni and cheese. But at this point, I don't want the macaroni and cheese anyway, because now we have tots and fries. We need the fucking macaroni and cheese.
Are you going to eat your tots?
I hate the fucking tots, yeah.
No, I'm talking about Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, right. Good movie. So... Right, so we get the bill. Wait, what was I going to say? We go, like, where was my rage in this? We get the bill. We get the bill, and I check to make sure that there's no charge. There's no charge for the fucking mac and cheese, which there's not. But $5 fucking for my tater tots and $4 for Joe's fries, and now I'm fucking incensed because the mac and cheese was only $6.50. Had we gotten that to share, we would have saved ourselves $2.50 or whatever that math is.
Oh, you're quick on the math.
So I was fucking hot about it. And I was like,
did you call her back? I would have said
no. I was so hostile. We just left. We're like, fuck you, and we're leaving.
Did you leave a tip?
We did, but I didn't go overboard with it. I mean, normally I'm a 20 to 25%er if you're good. If you suck, you're 15%. She got somewhere between 15 and 20. I was hostile.
I might not have tipped you. Overcharged because
I mean, she fucked up the order, so we just won't go back. I mean, I would go back next time. Well, there's another one. There's another location that they have in Queen Village, so we're gonna go there on this weekend sometime and try out theirs because they have different beers on tap, and then try out like 2 other award-winning burgers or whatever, and maybe the mac and cheese. I don't know, but like, I don't know. But other places, we got a free drink on Sunday for our anniversary, which is very nice. Because when they made the reservation,
you told
it said like any special occasion, and I clicked anniversary. And this was the place with the really cool, like, this was the place I asked me. I did not fall down, but it's fucking dangerous. It was really cool though. So it was old, like an old place. So there's like the downstairs and you go upstairs. So it was like dark as shit in the stairwell. We got my sunglasses on still, and I'm like, there's only a handrail on one side,
why don't you take
which is on the right hand side where I'm trying to hold my cane. So I switch the cane to the left hand, and I'm holding the stair, with my right hand, the railing with my right hand, and trying to get up the stairs. And it was dark, and the steps were wooden. Like, it was very, very dark. We got up there, and Joe's like, when we go back down, you cannot have your sunglasses on.
That's like a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Well, I should have taken my sunglasses off. Why does this keep sliding? The satin.
Because it's ugly, that's why.
I love this. Thank you, Anita.
Anita
gave me this. I
don't care. I like Anita, but it makes you look like a genie with that up there. Like, I dream a genie.
I love my headband. And I had to wear it because my hair was wild from the humidity from the fucking heating pad I sat on for half an hour. Anyway, so we got a free drink. I mean, the bartender, his name was Frankie, was very nice. Cool ambiance, cool vibe. Definitely would go back.
Was this the guy that was helping you?
No, it's a different place. Food was really good, but it's an old building. So, like there's a lot of steps where they don't have a sign, like, step down, which I would have, like, something yellow on the floor, stepped it. No.
They should.
And the floor bows in air. It's like the old building.
It's like 1800s.
It's really fucking cool. With, like, the old natural wood. It's beautiful. Like, it's dark stained, but it's, like, faded in spots where it's kind of worn. But the fucking floor bows and shit. So you, like, walk. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm, like, walking. Like if someone's coming at me, I'm not going to see them. I'm literally, like, looking down, like, watching the floor for like miscellaneous steps up and steps down and the fucking floor bowing and shit. I was like, oh my god. So I came back. I'm like, Joe, if you go to the bathroom, you gotta be careful. Floor like fucking bows.
And if
shit.
you're drunk, that'll be really
well,
bad.
and that's what I thought. Thank God this was the first stop and not last stop, because I was like, I'm thinking if I were drunk, I would have just splayed out like on the fucking floor, like I just out. Like,
well, I guess they're assuming adults are going to act like, you know, responsible adults and be able to deal with the ocean floor and the.
Like mom and dad probably both would have fallen in there.
We're going to hear about that.
It's true. I mean, I'm surprised that I didn't fall in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like walking on
it's dark.
uneven sidewalk. I trip on uneven sidewalk.
Yeah.
Because you don't always look down when you're walking, and you can't, because you need to be attention. You need to pay attention
I'm
to what
looking.
is coming at you.
I'm constantly looking down. Like I have to. I let Joe look ahead so I can look the fuck down. We're walking from that place to a brewery, right? So it's several blocks. It's like it's not a half a mile, but it fucking felt like it. And like there's no place to sit, you know, because like it's just row homes and restaurants and shit. Like there's no place to sit down. This nice little section of row homes, they just built this lovely bench, like the whole stretch. I was like, fuck these guys. Oh my God, thank you. I sat my ass down. I mean, I looked up to make sure there wasn't a sign saying do not sit, but I thought, why would they have this?
Was there a bus stop there? Like maybe they take the bus
stop. I didn't see a bus stop, but it could have been some sign down. Maybe I just didn't see it. No, you gotta fuck with my things. So I stop. First of all, I haven't. Be careful. Stop, Nacho. If the ear falls off because I had to fucking tape it, I'm gonna fucking throat punch you for everybody to see. And don't think I won't. It took me a very long time to get him back together again.
Why did he come apart?
I don't know.
It's like Humpty Dumpty.
The ear broke off because they were like painted on. I don't know why. Don't fuck with it. Anyway.
Some hostilities. Some hostilities.
And there was a shout out I wanted to give to somebody, Michelle. Thank you for Fred from Scooby-Doo, because I mean, like I meant to Google it and then I forgot, and I went to bed that night and was like literally laying there. What the fuck is his name?
Fred.
And then later Joe was like, it's Fred. I'm like, oh fuck, right. But then Michelle also, thank you for that, because it was Fred.
You were talking. I have something. You were talking about sitting on the hot pad.
Actually, I lay on it.
Lay on it. Well, there was a thing. It said after a hard workout, does soaking in a hot tub, going to a steam room, or using a heating pad, does that help or hurt? And the scientific answer was, it helps. Science says that heat eases pain. Heat coming from a wet source is the most effective. So like the sauna, the hot tub, steam room, like that's from a wet source.
For an injury, you're supposed to use ice. For recovery, for pain, just regular pain, you're supposed to use heat.
Right. Well, the study...
But I can use heat and ice, because there was an injury plus whatever.
Well, this was in the New York Times, and they...
So I'm coming to the hot tub later to have a little soak.
I know, that's why I'm reading this to you. So they said this, and they actually said in the scientific test, between using these things, the hot tub...
ice bath?
No, and versus a placebo,